Well, there's three categories of where these people are. The first category is your own contacts. They're in your cell phone. You got really three categories: your social circle, which does include coworkers if you have a W-2 job. And then there is your professional circle, CPAs, real estate attorneys, realtors, etc., professional circle. And they are gatekeepers of money. So those end up being great referral sources. And then the third circle is your service circle. Who do you see people all the time that you're giving money to? The owner at the dry cleaners, who you buying your cars from, etc. So those are your current contacts, right? The second bucket is what I call your expanded warm market. If you want to scale your business, you're going to run out of your own contacts sooner or later. So how do you expand those contacts? So I teach my students all across the nation how to blow up your network. One great way to do it is get involved in a local business networking international chapter, also known as BNI. Ivan Meisner created that back in the 1980s. And being involved in those groups, those people are looking for leads and they're looking to give you leads as to who you're looking for. So as a BNI member, I mean, this is not a social network, that's secondarily, but it's to do business. So I've gotten millions of dollars from being an active member in BNI, where my fellow BNI members would refer me potential lenders that are looking for a higher rate of return than less than 3% at the local bank in a certificate of deposit. The third category of private lenders are existing private lenders. These are individuals that are already loaning money out on real estate. And of course, for those people, I'm not going to be educating. They're already loaning money out. They know what private money is. So it's interesting.
Stop you for a second. Let's just dissect this a little bit. So if you, again, BNI, I've heard of the BNI. I'm not sure whether it makes any sense in every market, but it sounds like where you're at, it's an effective, efficient way to connect with folks that might help you bring capital. The other quick question: people who are professional lenders today already, don't they charge more than 8% interest rate?
Yes. So you're not going to be offering 8% there. Like when I offer 8% to people that have never heard of this world, then all they're comparing 8% to is what they can get in the local bank, which is more than twice, more than double, right? But existing private lenders, that's going to be a negotiation conversation. That's going to be, what are you accustomed to getting, and et cetera. 70% of account holders at self-directed IRAs, they want to lend money out to, real estate investors. And so most of those people are going to be wanting 10%, 12% in that area, along that line. And a lot of them are not going to be charging as much as hard money, but it's going to be in between the private lenders that didn't know anything about it and an institutional hard money lender that's a broker.
Yeah, that's a very simple approach. Of course, talking to existing lenders, and there are plenty of smaller lenders in every market, right? So there are plenty of non-national players. Obviously, national players, you're dealing with almost a corporate multi-billion-dollar fund or hundreds of millions of dollars fund. Obviously, your own sphere of influence, I could agree with you 100%. That's one thing that we all should do better, is be able to contact our friends and family and tell them what we do. And so how do you tell them? What's your story? How do you let people know whenever you connect? How do you sell them without selling?
Exactly. So if I'm just having a casual conversation, if I'm having a coffee or lunch with someone or whatever, then what I do is it's just part of your visit. It's just part of your connection. And so the first thing that I do is diagnose whether they even have a problem. The definition of malpractice is offering a prescription before there's a diagnosis.